If the man who built Singapore said, "Tear down my house," why haven't we done it? Lee Kuan Yew wasn't just any other leader. He was the founder, the builder, the man who turned a tiny island with no resources into one of the richest cities in the world. And yet, we can't even fulfill his last wish. The house at 38 Oxley Road was where Lee Kuan Yew lived most of his life. It wasn't some fancy palace, just an old, worn-down bungalow. But it became the backdrop of history. That's where key political decisions were made, where Singapore's story began. And before he passed away, he made it clear, "When I am gone, demolish it. Don't turn it into a museum, don't turn it into a shrine, just let it go." But years later, the house still stands. The government said it's part of our heritage, a piece of national history that should be preserved. It's where the founding of modern Singapore happened. If we tear it down, we lose a tangible link to our past. But his family, his own children, say we should respect his wishes. He was crystal clear. He didn't want his home to become a national monument. And that's where the tension lies. Do we preserve history, or do we honor the men who made that history? Some says keeping the house preserves our national memory. It lets future generations see where it all began. Others say keeping it up feels wrong. How can we celebrate his legacy while ignoring his last request? It's a strange irony, isn't it? The man who created the laws, the system, the government, now has his fate decided by the same system. And honestly, if you think about it, LKY would have probably followed the law himself. He built those institutions to outlive him. He believed no one should be above them, not even him. But sentimentally, I feel different. He gave his whole life to this country. Everything we have today traces back to what he built. And yet, when it comes to his final wish, we hesitate. While I agree that legally, the government has to follow due process, I think emotionally, as Singaporeans, we should follow his wishes. He's done so much for us, and this is the one thing he asked for. What he wanted versus what the law says. I think he would have still chosen the law. If we can't even grant him that one last request, maybe we have lost a bit of the very values he spent his whole life building.